Hi there. I was just getting ready to make dinner and I said to Chris, grab the camera. I might as well show you what I'm making. I've made this 3 different times and I really like it. It's just a nice filling dinner. And it's a cabbage, onion, and potato cooked hot pot. I don't know what else to call it. And it's just those 3 things, but it just tasted really good and it was satisfying. So I started cutting this, so I want to show you what I started with. It's just a small cabbage, and I'm using about half of it because I used the other half for when I made it last week. And I already cut it up into some chunks. You can see it's not too big. I'm going to split that down the middle so that I've got maybe 1 inch thick sections, 1 inch wide. And then I'm going to cut that into, I don't know, maybe a ½ inch wide the other way. Just the term I like to use, small big chunks. There we go. I'm just coarsely being cut up, tossing it in the pan. And this is a nice fresh cabbage. We belong to a CSA. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before. CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. And that's a situation where you actually find a farmer, and a lot of these farmers advertise, and this is an organic farm, maybe an hour and a half from here, but it's quite large, and they sell their produce to folks like us who pre-order it. So what I do is I actually pay them in the fall. I get a little discount for paying them in the fall. And then the next coming year, come June, July, August, September, and October, right through to November. Oh, I'm getting into an onion now. I want you to see. So I did that section of cabbage. Now I'm going to do an onion. Just going to cut it into some simple slices here. That the community supported agriculture, I pay them, and then every week we go pick up a box of beautiful organic vegetables. They're just so lovely, and they're nicer than anything I can grow in my own garden, and yet I know they're organic and they're well done. I get quite a selection. Sometimes there's things in there that I just can't get eaten because they don't fit into our Gerson protocol, but that's okay. My husband gets to eat them and he benefits. And actually, it turned out to be so much produce that we couldn't even eat it all, even in a week. Even with everything that I'm doing here, we couldn't eat it. So we actually share it with another couple. They get 1 week and I get 1 week, and we go back and forth. And the lovely lettuces and chard that come out of there are just great. So now I've moved on to the potatoes. I did a ½ of a small head of cabbage, 1 onion, and I'm using 3 moderately sized potatoes. I'm just cubing the potatoes. Tossing those in there. You can see it's not a science. Very easy and tasty. So how did I get to talking about the CSA? Oh, I guess because the cabbage came from our CSA, and it's the tastiest cabbage. Tastes way better than the cabbage from the grocery store. And I'm sure even though the grocery store cabbage that I get is organic, it's had to travel a week or 2 just to get to us, so it's not as fresh. Where the food I get from the CSA is so fresh, and I know it's grown locally. Well, that's just it. It's because it's grown locally that it makes it so fresh. That even when I've had something in the refrigerator for two weeks, it's still in better shape than what I can get at the grocery store. So I know I'm getting fresh produce. There, I'm almost into my last potato. And you can see I had these already washed. I had already taken the little nubbins off that were on the outside and the eyes of the potatoes. I'd already taken the dark leaves off the outside of the cabbage, and I'd already taken the skin, the papery skins off the onion. There, I've got that all in there, and I'm going to give it a little stir because I like the flavors to blend. Sometimes I'll fix a dish where I actually leave it layered for various reasons, but this time, this is one of those dishes I like the flavors all blended together. So I'm going to stir it all up and let it blend a little bit more when it cooks. I'm going to admit something here. I don't normally put onion in. This is going to be, it was just cabbage and potato last time. I thought, oh, I'm going to try a little onion. I almost hate to do that because I liked it so much before. I don't want to mess with a good thing, but I'm going to try. And here's some of my Hippocrates soup that I made yesterday. And I made extra because I knew I wanted to do some cooking. So I'm going to put a nice layer of soup in there. This batch turned out a little thicker than sometimes. There we go. And that's about, oh, it's maybe a quarter. I want a little bit more in there. I want it about halfway up. Because it's going to become like a stew when it's all cooked. That's good. That's good. It's about a third to a half of the way up. And what I'm going to do now is put the lid on. I will bring it up to temperature, get it boiling, and then turn it way low and let it simmer for about an hour. I want it nice and tender, maybe even a little longer. We'll see how it's a big pot full, so it might take more than an hour. And then while this is simmering, I'm going to go make myself a green juice and take a little coffee break. I'll be back and dinner will be ready. Good, and we'll check it out then. I'll show you then. Okay, thanks. Hi there. The soup's ready, or the stew's ready. It's been over an hour. Actually, I turned it off a little bit ago. I got sidetracked and I'm not eating as soon as I thought I would, but you can see it turned out good. Everything's nice and soft. The cabbage is soft. The potatoes are soft. And I'm ready for some supper. So I'm going to have this. I'm going to have a little salad to go with it. I'm thinking of making a grated beet salad. And then some Hippocrates soup. And I'll have some more juice after dinner. So that's good. Doesn't that look tasty though? Doesn't have much color. Not as pretty as some of the things I like to make, but it does taste good. Fills me right up. And this is my cooked vegetable with the cabbage and our potato for dinner. And then a salad. You know, if you want a little fruit to go with that, that's a nice dinner. All right. Enjoy. Hope you get to try it. Thanks.